Hey, what's up, friends? Welcome to Weeknights with Chaos, I guess is what I'm kind of going to call this thing. So this is just the fun-filled Thursday edition now of the testing this week that I've been doing for trying out these little Tuesday, Thursday live streams. I'm thinking it'll probably be a good one to do. Maybe it'll be something, I don't know if I'll be able to do it every Tuesday and Thursday, but we'll see. We'll see how things kind of go. I did a poll on YouTube as well as on YouTube, on Instagram, I can think of it, on Instagram, to see if you guys thought that if I should make these things, keep them private to where only people here during live get to see them and nobody else gets to see them after the live stream's over, or should I make them public to be available for people to check them out after the live stream's over? And pretty much an overwhelming result of individuals wanted it to be public after the live stream's over to be able to watch for those people that missed it or whatever. So that's what I'm going to do. This one will not. This one will still be, because it's still part of the testing. So this one is still part of the fun one of only you guys get to see this one. And then from here on out, though, when I do the other ones, those ones will be only on, or those ones will be available for public. So this week's private. Next week, when we start doing it for real, those ones will be the full-on ones. So we'll do it that way. So we have some awesome people that are here in the stream. We got TNN, Soviet Soldier, Jacob. We got Doc Avic. We got Hawkeye Johnson, Life Breeze, Southern Sun, Doug, Walter, Ballistic Jacoby, Steve Edwards. We got Lucy, 9mm, and with Super Chat right off the bat from Southern Sun. What's happening, man? Thank you for the donation, dude. So I guess we're going to start off with Southern Sun. Southern Sun is going to kick us off. If you have questions, leave them in the chat. If you want to do donations, cool. If not, hopefully I'll try to do my best to get to as many questions as I possibly can. But Southern Sun, what do you got? Hey, it's been a while and just excited for vlog and way up BC Chaos. I haven't done a vlog in a while. Excited to vlog? Just excited to vlog? You talking about excited for vlogs? I haven't done vlogs in a little while. I need to do more vlogs. I have a vlog channel. If you guys didn't know it, if you go to my channel, off on the side, there's like my other channels and all that stuff, and it's got the DD214 vlogs, but I haven't done one. I thought about maybe doing one kind of on like the behind the scenes of how I make the videos. I don't know what to cover next. I was gonna actually be doing a road march on Saturday, but it didn't end up happening. And then I was gonna do a vlog about that, but that ended up happening because the other people that I was going to do it with ended up having other things going on with the weekend and everything, so it didn't end up happening for a Memorial Day road march. So let's see, what do we got going on? Doug says, what's up, Goon Platoon? We got, let's see what else. Hey, Chris, Hua from Life Breeze. Anyone else bring beer? Let's see, I got Keystone Light, Chaos Brigade. Just came from Chisel Chest Pizza and Subs. Awesome, Doug. 9mm says, hello, what's up, 9mm madness? That scared me, yeah, I know. So this will probably be the last week of that little intro. This boom, just kind of hitting you because there's no music before that. So I'm going to work on an intro for next week when we start doing this, to actually have like a intro that has like, weekend or weekdays with or weeknights. Yeah, weeknights with chaos. Some kind of weeknights with chaos kind of thing. RIP headphone users, yeah. So yeah, the opening is the best. It's kind of fun, it scares the crap out of you, it makes you awake, all that kind of fun stuff. So I'll work on it. I'll have something probably next week of an official one. Make them public for those who can't watch live. Yeah, that's what'll end up happening. These things will be live. Not this one though. This one's still only just for you guys, but starting next week, because that'll be the official start, I think, of Weeknights with Chaos. Alyssa, what's happening? Let's see. We got Nicholas saying, "What's up? What's up, Nicholas?" Any tips on basic training? I leave in July. Just make sure you're in good shape. I mean, July isn't a whole lot of time to get prepared if you're not already in shape. Hopefully, you're already in pretty good, decent shape. But make sure that you do a lot of cardio. Cardio really will help out. A lot of other stuff you'll be able to build up. It's good to still have some upper body and like abdominal strength and all that kind of funness. But cardio will be a big one to make sure you can keep up and all that kind of things. Definitely check out my videos on things not to do in basic and a few other things. All that kind of stuff, kind of brush up on all that information. If you want to make sure you know ranks, make sure you know your general orders. I mean, you're going to learn that stuff in basic, but if you go into basic knowing a lot of that stuff ahead of time, it just makes it a lot easier. It makes everything a lot faster, and you can focus on the other things that you can't study up on before you go, and that helps out. Whoa, I skipped the chat a little bit. I was trying to move around on the chat. Hey Chris, love your channel. I'm going go camping for 3 weeks, and that means no phones or laptops, so I won't watch for a while. That's fine. Have a good time camping. It's understandable. You gotta unplug and just enjoy, camping. So I don't blame you. That's cool with me. I need to do that too. We've been having crazy weather here in Colorado. I want to maybe sometime this summer do a camping trip. So I don't know. I'll have to do that at some point in time. But yeah, I don't blame you. Any tips? Basic leave Tuesday. See this response to me, please. Kind of just like I was saying earlier, just watch some of my videos that relate to basic training. Check out some of the other people, like Matt Ward has great ones. There's several other people. I've got that new thing that I added on my channel with some other great Army YouTubers. So if you check out my channel, I got like a link to all their channels. Some of them have some great basic training tips. I have some on mine too, so check out mine. But the main thing is making sure you're in great shape. But if you're leaving Tuesday, you don't have a whole lot of room for improvement and stuff, kind of late start. Hopefully you've already done a little bit of studying on like ranks and certain things. Not a big deal if you don't. The main thing is hopefully when you leave Tuesday, you're going in some great shape, or decent shape at least, to be able to hopefully keep up. Heard about the ACFT and wanted to know if it's in effect, and if it isn't, should I prep for it? It's still kind of in the testing phases. There's units trying it out here and there. I would prepare for it because it should be sometime this year, I think it is, or next year. I think it's by the end of this year that you're going to start implementing it. I forget though. I forget if it's either this year or next year. So it's coming real quick. So yeah, it's a good idea to start prepping for it now, because even if you prep for that and then you still do the regular PT test, you'll be golden for the regular PT test if it's still the standard one. So yeah, you should be good. Walter with a super chat. Are there any military museums near you? Trying to think. I don't know if there's military ones. There's one that kind of farther down south in Colorado. There's a fort. I forget what it's called. It's kind of an old school type of small museum thing. But I can't think of anything. There probably is, I would imagine, with all the military stuff we have around here. But I'm not big on museums, so I'm not kind of good on knowing if we do have museums here in Colorado Springs or Denver. You would think Colorado Springs probably would. There's probably some little ones like on base and stuff like that, but I don't really know. I'm not too sure. But thanks for the super chat, Walter. You're awesome. Hey, Christopher Chaos, my friends has dry skin and wants to join the Army. He wants to know if that will disqualify him. Probably not. Probably not for dry skin. I wouldn't think so. As long as it doesn't affect you, physically and certain other things, then it shouldn't be a problem. You can always confirm it with a recruiter, but for the most part, probably not. So, got any diet advice for physical training? Fruit, vegetables, healthy foods. Cut out sugar the best you can. Try to avoid sugary drinks. Do teas and waters and Gatorade and stuff like that. If you're gonna do Gatorade, do like the sugar-free one. Unless you're gonna do a workout, then it's okay to do the regular ones. But I'm not the most healthiest person, so I don't know if I'm the greatest for giving great diet tips. I've been cutting down on how I eat stuff now, which has been working. Because I've been working on trying to get back into better shape, because I kind of got lazy for a while. So I'm working on that, especially with me wanting to do more like road march stuff, and then do the baton again next year. So I'm doing some stuff, but not the greatest. Chris, are you familiar with the B Street area? Is Maniano's Deli still there? I know B Street. I pass by several times usually. Usually on the way home when I'm leaving, but I don't recognize that name, so I don't know if it is still there or not. What's up, Commander Chris? What's happening? I guess maybe Commander of the Chaos Army. Sure, why not? What's up, Chaos? I'm AIT. Just got my phone after getting smoked for a good hour. Living in the Army life, 12 November. Man, Miguel. Well, good luck to you. Try not to get smoked too hard, and enjoy some great phone time. That's awesome, though. And it's been a while since I've done a super chat. Well, thanks, though. Appreciate it, Southern Sun. Where's my girl Evie at? I don't know. She lives over on the East Coast, I think, or whatever, so it's probably super late there. Just wanted to say thank you. Your videos have been so helpful, and I check them out often to help. Well, thank you. Appreciate the kind words. Thanks for the entertainment at work. No problem, Alyssa. Hopefully, don't get busted, surfing YouTube at work. Maybe they don't care. I don't know. Maybe you're all right. Hey, Chris, what's your favorite vehicle to drive in the Army? MRAP's pretty cool. The MRAP's pretty fast. I never got to try to drive with the MATVs because the MATVs came just a little bit after I got out of the Army, so I never got a chance to drive an MATV. But the MRAPs are pretty cool. I like those. I don't know, probably MRAP. I like the MRAP. MRAP's cool. What would you recommend for an MOS in the Army? It depends on what you're interested in. You know, if you have something you're currently interested in that you think would be fun to do and you would enjoy, see if they have that equivalent in the Army and all that stuff. There's actually, I'm thinking about maybe next Wednesday's video, I don't know yet, do a news video on some things that are going on in the Army, because there's actually several MOSs that are getting kind of forcing people to reclass because they're over strength on lower enlisted spots. So it's going to affect people from trying to get into those MOSs as well because of their over strengths. So people trying to come in as like electrician, I think was one. I think like the watercraft engineers, like the mechanics for their boats, I think it was another one. I forget what else some of the other ones were, but there's certain MOSs that are over strength. Oh, the cryptologic linguist is an overstrength one. So those individuals, they're low enlisted. If they're not an NCO, they're making them reclass here soon, or get out of the Army. So those are, I'm probably gonna do a video on like some of those MOSs and some other news that's going on in the Army. But there's some different MOSs that are possibly going to be, you know, hard to get for a little while. I was watching JT's earlier. He claimed that some guy is blaming him for getting kicked out of the Navy. Wow, craziness. Hey Chris, how does a civilian like me become Night Stalker? Please do a video on this. I should be enlisting by next year. Thanks. I have no idea. I'd have to research it, if anything. I don't really know anything about it, so I don't know. I'm having a difficult time choosing an MOS. I've watched all of your MOS videos and I'm still unsure. I have done a lot of research. I am very undecided. Any suggestions? Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it just depends on what you're into. If there's something in the civilian side that you think would be interesting that they have a military equivalent of, then you have to look at that way. You know, if you want to do, you know, outside work, inside work, you want to be more tech stuff, you want to do more hands-on, you got to look at those kind of things. So you just got to really decide. I can't really suggest anything because I have no idea what you're into, what your interests are. So you have to kind of really think about, you know, what's something you would enjoy based on your interests. Hey Chris, what's up? Hit that like button and let's get thumbs up for Victory Punch. All right, Jay the Vorm, what's happening, man? There's no special like goal. This one I'm just going to be strictly 30 minutes for this one. So this one will not have a like an option to extend it. And that's going to be a thing like when we do starting next week, when I actually start doing officially the Weeknights with Chaos kind of live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Only some of them might have an option to, you know, do something, either get a like goal or something, and then extend it for another 30 minutes. But it's sometimes based on time, because sometimes I got other videos to work on in the evenings. And that's usually my time to work on videos in the evenings after work. So limited sometimes. So we'll see though. If you lived in another time period, what period would it be? I don't know. I kind of like this current time period. I'm a big tech person, so I like the tech. So maybe it might be the future. if I was going to pick a time period, maybe the future, because then things are probably really cool tech-wise. Hey Chris, what's your favorite? Oh, you're trying to that vehicle drives to the MRAP. Hey, how are you, man? Notification platoon. What's up, Eugene? I'm at work. Well, just like was it Alyssa? Don't get busted at work watching Christopher Chaos. Actually, I just seen right there. Alyssa says nope, headphones. Good. It's a good smart move. They can't catch it. And you're like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Especially like females with long hair. If you have like, you know, a way to hide it inside your hair, like if you wear like Bluetooth ones. Like I have Bluetooth ones that I wear at work. Sometimes people don't really care. I don't do it while I'm teaching, but like if I'm doing stuff, I maybe have one of them in. I'll be either listening to music or listen to a podcast or something along those lines, and it works pretty good. But I'd imagine it'd be really super easy for like a female or even a dude if you had like long hair as a civilian or whatever, and having like a Bluetooth earbud in, and then people wouldn't even notice that you're listening to music or listening to something. It'd be good, very smart move. Let's see, it's 11 here now. Man, it's late. It's late. Do you play video games? Sometimes. And what kind? I'm currently playing on PlayStation 4. And I'm playing Days Gone and occasionally that Spider-Man game. So those are the games I'm currently playing right now anyways. William with a super chat. Thank you, William. Appreciate it. What does being an instructor entail? I guess it depends on what you're instructing. Like right now, my job as an instructor is I teach soldiers this computer system that is inside vehicles as well as inside of like operation centers. And it is called, hopefully I didn't lose, did I lose internet? Still going? I saw it was refreshing over there. Okay, I guess we're still good. But for me, the instructor position, I see it's buffering. Hopefully I'm not losing the live stream. But for me, I instruct a system called JBCP, and we teach soldiers how to use it. It goes inside their vehicles, and sometimes in the tactical operation centers, and it's how to track soldiers on the battlefield and how to send up reports and all kind of fun stuff. So let me know if the stream's still working, by the way. I don't know if that little spiel, keep on seeing some stuff. The little thing says I'm still live. So let me know. Somebody let me know. Am I still streaming? Still going? I don't know how much of a delay there kind of is. I saw it was being a little weird there for a second. Anybody? I'll answer some questions and hopefully I'm still streaming and you're getting my responses. I still see, looks like it's still moving over here, but it was like buffering for a minute, so I don't know if it was acting up, but it still says I'm live. So I'll come back. We'll come back. Hopefully someone responds here in a little bit. One question, any idea how long moral waivers take? I have no idea how long waivers take. Okay, I see people now responding, saying the stream's still good. Okay, so that's how much of a delay there probably is too. There's a little bit of a delay in me seeing the chat compared to what you guys are seeing and all that stuff. But yeah, it was acting all funky for a second there, but it still said I was live. So, all right, we're still good. But yeah, moral waivers and any waivers I don't really know anything about. I'm sorry, I can't really help out with waivers. I've never had any experience with waivers to know how long they could take or anything like that. I guess it depends on the circumstances of certain things and the process of it. I've seen the Army recruiters already sporting the World War II era uniforms. Looks different, kind of cool. Yeah, they're already authorized, I think, for wear, but they're hard to get. So like probably recruiters can get them easily, but they're not going to be available in clothing and sales, I think, until like 2021 or something. They're not going to be actually required until like 2028. So it's still a long ways away, but people, I think, if they want to, can start transition to them now. They just have to kind of buy them on their own from very limited places or something like that. So probably recruiters probably getting them. Hey Chris, do you get put in an airborne unit when you graduate airborne school? If not, how do you get put in one? Most likely, usually you end up in an airborne unit. The people fresh out of airborne school, out of basic, and go into airborne are usually the common ones that end up going to airborne units immediately. If not, you can always try to request to be transferred to an airborne unit. It just kind of depends. You go through your channels and try to work on that, but that's pretty common. Can you switch your MOS for a different one if you're in the Army? You usually can when you re-enlist. So you do, say you have a 4-year contract. At your 3rd year of being in the Army, you're usually available or eligible to re-enlist, and you can re-enlist reclass. Or, like I was kind of just talking about, if you're in an MOS that's over strength, you can request to reclass to another MOS if you're in an over strength MOS. You can do it that way usually. But you still have to qualify for that MOS, so you usually have to have the requirements. If not, then you have to retake the ASVAB while you're in the Army to meet those requirements, so that way you can go reclass to it. How do I put my picture on here? Can someone help me, please? What are you talking about? Inside your avatar? It's your like profile settings, something? I don't know for users, but because like me, I go to my channel and I can change it. But for just if you're just a regular user, you just, I think, a different way of doing it. Pinks and greens look very cool, especially the jacket with the outer belt. I agree. The pinks and greens look pretty cool. I like them. Any insight on a 68 Alpha? It's a medical one. I'm not gonna probably know this one though. The only really MOS I've ever had really experience with is 68 Whiskeys. Biomedical equipment specialist. Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, other than what I would look up online to kind of see some information from different sources. Otherwise, personal experience now. Do you think they have the CFT in 2020 at basic, or what do you think will be going on? I feel like some of the basic trainings will probably start implementing it soon. Some of them might have already, and I don't know. But I feel like it's real soon coming up where basic trainings are going to start doing it. because it's going to be a requirement in 2020. So I wouldn't be surprised if some basic trainings start implementing here pretty soon. I want to give a shout out to the Chaos Army. It is time for us to rise up and take the mantle of Nest community. Sure, let's rise up. No, that's my goal. Like with this whole thing of where I added like the other YouTubers that are Army guys and girls, I guess. There's only one on there for now, but I think it'd be cool to make the Army YouTube community like really strong and kind of I'm not saying like push away any of the other branches, but make it to where it's the strongest one that has the strongest community, the strongest YouTubers that are creating great content for helping people to join the military and the Army, and that's kind of the goal. I think that'd be kind of cool. And there's a couple other things I'm going to work on to maybe try to work towards that I have kind of going on behind the scenes. So we'll see how some of that stuff goes. But see, I'm at work 24 hours a day, Monday through Friday, as a truck driver. Yeah, that can be very busy. Just being a truck driver can be pretty crazy. I got really far behind on the live stream while I was trying to check to see if it was good. So we're skipping a ways down. Sorry about that if I skipped over your guys' questions. So I see John saying quit live streaming and start snowboarding. There's still snow here in Colorado, so you definitely could. Been able to view any live streams for a while due to my work schedule, but as of this week, I'm back to working days and can get caught up on all the videos you've out and the live streams too. Well, awesome, John. Good to hear. Just got back from my run and saw your live chat and started. Well, good, John. Glad to have you in here. Chris, did they still end phone conversations with the term out here? Not really phone conversations. Radio conversations, sure. Not phone conversations, though. There's 40 of us. Let's get the stream to 40 likes. I agree. We should. Well, there's 36 now. People are going to come and go. People have, maybe only checking out for a little bit and then they got stuff to do, whatever. Now, apparently, JT Suits is streaming, so some people might abandon ship and go to the JT's live stream. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. Do you follow any sports? Mostly just MMA. I like the UFC. I watch UFC fights. I like several different fighters. I enlisted for 2 years and 8 months. Any chance I could extend at the end for like 4 months to get a full GI Bill? Not for that short of a term. Probably the shortest you're going to be able to extend for is probably 2 years. Usually that's the smallest re-enlistment you can do is usually 2 years. So you probably won't be able to extend for just 4 months. So yeah, you're going to have to probably make it a full 2 years, man. We got a super chat. William with super chat. What is the worst MOS? I don't know. Worst MOS? I don't know. I don't know what the worst MOS would be, because I don't have any experience actually being in anything other than 88 mic. So, I see Doug saying spoon for cooks. The hours, I'm sure, are really bad for cooks. I mean, you're working weekends, you're working holidays, you're working super early in the morning, sometimes late at night. That's pretty rough. Imagine MP would be similar as far as hours wise, but you'd probably be a little bit more enjoyable possibly of a job. Well, if you like cooking, then you probably don't hate being a cook, but the hours I feel like are rough. I don't know. I don't know what the worst MOS would be. I guess it, for me, I guess it would be different for everybody. So like for me, it'd be something that includes like a lot of labor. So probably like construction, I would hate that. I would probably hate being in a construction MOS. So, I don't know. Is there a class for ASVAB? I don't know. If there is, I don't know. Maybe like locally they do some kind of private things where they help you study, but I don't know. Describe the most tired you ever felt during the Army, where you just wanted to sleep but couldn't. Probably some of the times in Iraq when we were doing like, you're working most of the day and then you have to do an all-night mission and then you come back from that all-night mission and they still have you working the next day and you're pretty much up for like, over 24 hours of being awake, and you're just exhausted. There was a couple of times like that during my second deployment where I was just exhausted as hell because you're so busy getting prepared for mission the day prior, and then that night you're busy, all night on mission until the sun comes up and you come back from mission, and then you come back from mission and then you got to just go back to the motor pool and do other stuff. So probably those times. There was probably times during that second deployment where I was just exhausted and sleepy as hell. Good evening, Mr. Chaos. Well, good evening to you, Michael. Had you ever been asked to be a drill sergeant when you became an NCO? Nope, never came up. Never got orders for being a drill sergeant. Probably because I didn't have enough time left in the. Well, no, I mean, I guess it could have possibly happened, but no, I never got orders for drill sergeant duty, which is good. Probably wouldn't want to do that. Seems like that'd be rough. I know my old basic training company is starting to implement the ACFT. Yeah, it's probably coming up pretty soon. I got surgery tomorrow. If it goes good, I'm in the Army. Wish me luck. Well, good luck to you, John. Hopefully it goes well. What is 11 Charlie and 11 Bravo? How many are they? There's probably lots. I don't know how many there is of 11 Charlies, 11 Bravos, but Charlie is a mortarman, so you're dropping a round down a tube and firing it, wherever. And a Bravo is the more of the ground troops, kicking indoors, doing raids, moving to contact, all that kind of stuff. So they're more of the infantry. I mean, it's 11 Charlie's still infantry. They're just more of the little bit farther away from the battle and dropping in, the mortar rounds and all that kind of fun stuff. Favorite movie? Oh, man, I don't know. Office Space, really great. What else? What else would be another really great movie that I like? I liked Man of Steel. I don't know if it's a favorite though, but I don't know. Office Space is one that pops up. Super Troopers. I like comedies. Comedies are great. I don't know what my favorite would be. I liked 12 Monkeys. Great movie. I don't know. Hey Chris, I've been Air Force for 15 years and just took an Army commission as a 72 Delta. Any advice on the culture and shift? Well, it's gonna be a lot more formal from what I've usually seen from people that I've known that were Air Force compared to going to Army. A little more formal, as far as addressing higher ranking individuals. You said you're being commissioned though, so you're gonna be an officer. Is that what you're saying you're doing? The 72 Delta, I don't think, is that an officer MOS? I don't know. But if you're saying commission, this gonna be a little bit more formal on certain things, a little bit more stricter on certain things than maybe the Air Force is. So I mean, some of the things that might have been pretty relaxed on the Air Force side may or may not be quite the same on the Army side. It just kind of depends. So I know, I've known some people on the enlisted side that came from the Air Force over to the Army, and they usually said, it was a little bit stricter in the Army compared to the Air Force. You do a lot more physical fitness stuff than the Air Force did. For that individual, he told me. I don't know. I'm sure experiences will vary. Is someone in California able to fly back home after boot camp, since most boot camp locations are far from California? There's none in California. Usually you get some time after basic training and AIT. Not basic training though, usually after AIT. So after AIT, you usually get some time to go home, take care of what you got to take care of, and then you have to report to your first duty station by a certain time. So you'll get some time to be home at some point in time. Skipping a little bit, sorry. I'm getting behind on the chat. I leave June 17th for Cav Scout as I don't get airborne school in my contract. I really want it. Is it possible to still go? Please explain. Yeah, you can. When you go to your first unit, you talk to your NCOs, your leadership, and tell them you're interested in going to airborne school. So you just gotta make sure to hit them up, let them know, and then if there's available slots for them to send you, then you can do that. So, does the Army still burn the latrine? And who does this? No, you're talking about the shit burning detail and all that stuff. No, they stopped doing that. There's actually crazy stuff where they had those burn pits, registries and all that stuff like that. If you were part of a burn pit and everything, then you can supposedly register for that. And if they are able to prove that it has some adverse effects to people's lungs or whatever, then you could potentially receive money from the VA at some point in time, maybe, all kind of stuff. We're about to run out of time, guys. These are only 30-minute live streams, so these ones are shorter than the normal weekend Chaos Live of being an hour. So we are right about now about to hit the 30-minute mark. So I'm only going to cover probably a little handful more of questions, and then that's it. And then if you want to come back, probably maybe Sunday. Maybe Sunday is when I'll do Chaos Live. I don't know, or Saturday. I don't know yet. And that one will be an hour long, and then you get a little bit more of a chance to answer questions. But always check out my Instagram. If you go to my Instagram, look for ThatChrisChaos. You probably find me on there. It's ThatChrisChaos. If you hit me up, send me a direct message. I'm pretty good right now at usually being able to respond to people. It's the timer going off telling me that it's 30 minutes. Okay. I'm pretty good at responding to people when they direct message me for now. Right now I'm not that super popular on Instagram that I have like tons of messages to go through. So if you hit me up on Instagram with questions, I can usually help you out on there. If you direct message me, I'm pretty cool with it. When I get a chance to, I might not respond right away, but maybe eventually respond to you. So handful more of questions, and then we'll have to cut this off. All right, sorry. Let's see. Skipping down a little bit. Favorite military movie? Saving Private Ryan, probably. That's a really good movie. I like that one. Every soldier goes to basic training first unless you're ROTC. Yeah, or that MOS I talked about, that 09 Lima, you possibly go to language school for English to make sure your skills are good in English before you do. But otherwise, yeah, everybody pretty much goes to basic other than ROTC. I mean, ROTC still has like a form of basic, but it's a little different. Hey Chris, so how is it joining the Army with a GED, and what is the cons of it? Because there is a lot of confusion about it. Mainly, the thing that'll affect you on is if you have a GED, your AFQT score on the ASVAB has to be higher than that of someone who has a high school diploma. So I think the AFQT for someone with a high school diploma is 31, whereas if you have a GED, you have to get a 50 on the AFQT to qualify for the Army. So you are going to have to study harder for the ASVAB to qualify for the Army because you only have a GED. Usually that's probably the only thing that will really make things more difficult is the ASVAB. You're going to have a higher score that you have to meet because you have a GED rather than a high school diploma. From my experience, you need to do some time at your unit before you start requesting schools. Yeah, I mean, they're not gonna, they're gonna make sure, like, unless it's Special Forces, because that's their own thing. Special Forces uses their money to send you there. Whereas if you're going to Air Assault or Airborne or any other school, the unit has to send you, and they have to use unit money to send you to these schools. So yeah, you're not gonna probably immediately maybe get to do it. Maybe after you've been there for a little bit, if you're squared away and you're doing good on your PT and you're doing what you're told, all that kind of fun stuff, then yeah, then eventually, hopefully, if they can do it, they'll send you the schools you want to go to schools for and all that kind of craziness. So hey Chris, was it he's Chris or hey Chris maybe, do you know if you can transfer branches as an officer and maintain your commission? You should. I imagine it's probably difficult for officers to change branches than it is compared to enlisted, but you should be able to keep the same rank, because the rank for the most part is pretty much practically almost the same for all military branches, almost anyways. Navy is the only one that kind of mixes it up mostly, but it's only up to a certain point. Like if you've been in the Army for a long time and now you're a major or a colonel, they're not going to probably let you switch. But if you're pretty young in the military, you're on your first contract still, and you want to switch to another branch, you might have a better chance at being able to do so and still keeping your same officer rank and all that kind of stuff. All right, a couple more. What's your thoughts on Nava the Beast? He's pretty cool. I've only watched a few of his videos, but I think he makes great content too. He's probably the biggest, military YouTuber right now. I don't know if I think most of his stuff right now has been vlogs though, hasn't it? I don't think it's been really lately any kind of educational stuff. I don't know. I haven't watched a whole lot of his stuff. I've seen stuff here and there, and he seems really great at it. But he's probably like the biggest military YouTuber right now. Hey Chris, just went to MEPS and had trouble with the hearing tests in one ear, and now they're going to send me to an audiologist and get a CT scan. Do you think I'll be disqualified because of this? If your hearing is bad enough, yeah. I mean, it depends on how bad your hearing is. From this, that's why they're probably going to do this test to see if your hearing is within the range that they, need you to be to qualify to be able to come in the Army. If your hearing is, below their standards, then yeah, you could possibly be eliminated because your hearing is not good enough, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that could potentially. I guess it just depends on the results from all that stuff that they go through. All right, one last question. Let me go back up. Let me find one that I missed, and this will be the last question of the stream. And then I'll be back this weekend for an hour-long stream for Chaos Live. All right, sound like a deal, guys? Let's see. Trying to find one that maybe I didn't cover. Trying to find. Let's see. Okay, what unit were you a part of during your time in the Army? From Zach. So I'll give you the breakdown of my units I was in before I got out of the Army. My first unit was 113 Armor, which they are now 113 Cav. That was out of Fort Riley, Kansas. They're now somewhere in Texas, I think. From there, I went to the Joint Security Area at Panmunjom, or the JSA, which was right on the border of North Korea and South Korea. From there, I went to 3rd ACR. I was in 3rd ACR for a couple years. When 3rd ACR moved to Texas, I was for a short amount of time in the 204th, is what the name of the unit was, for only a few months before they transferred me. It was kind of like a temporary holdover unit for all the people that were staying in Colorado that didn't go with 3rd ACR to Fort Hood. So I was only with them for a short time, and I went over to 29 Cav, which they reclassified from 29 Cav to 410 Cav, and that was my last unit before I got out of the Army. It was 410 Cav. That was the final unit, and that was the end. So, all right, so that's it. That's the end of this little 30-minute Weeknights with Chaos. Next week I'll be back for Tuesday, Thursday night, hopefully. Like I said, it may or may not be every Tuesday and Thursday night. It may just kind of depend on certain circumstances, but those will be 30-minute only. Since you guys voted on it, they will be available after the live stream is over, probably in a special playlist for like Weeknights with Chaos. I'll work on a new intro for it and all that kind of funness. So yeah, so tune in for that. This weekend will be Chaos Live, so I'll have Chaos Live for a full hour. Tomorrow will be that second part of that video that I talked about last week, because I did the video on 5 reasons why you might re-enlist for the Army, and then tomorrow the video goes live for the 5 reasons why you might not re-enlist in the Army. So be sure to check that out as well. So thanks you guys so much for hanging out. Make sure, of course, check out links down in the description. Those include links to like my social media, the PO box, all sorts of craziness, right? So if you don't already know, follow me on Instagram. That's where I post the most at. You can DM me, you can ask me questions on Instagram if you want inside DMs, and I'm pretty good at usually responding to that unless it gets too crazy from this. I doubt it though, but right now I'm at a good enough pace where I can usually keep up with it within about 24, 48 hours and respond back to you. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. I guess we'll see you guys this weekend if you want to join in for Chaos Live and all that kind of fun stuff. See ya.